Some meat packers are back at work at Smithfield Foods in Sioux Falls after a COVID-19 outbreak shut the plant down 3 weeks ago. Union officials say the plant asked about 250 employees to report to work in 2 departments yesterday, but told employees who are sick, those over 60 or who have existing health problems to stay home. More than 800 of the plant's 3,100 workers tested positive for COVID-19 last month. Fargo City projects like street and sidewalk repairs could be on hold because the coronavirus crisis has the city looking at major budget cuts. Business shutdowns are translating into the loss of revenue for the city. Inform.com is reporting city commissioners made $10 million in cuts last night. That will mean not filling vacant positions and cutting back on overtime, travel, training, equipment purchases, and infrastructure projects. A city budget team plans budget reviews in the next 3 quarters of the year. Be watching for roadblocks along Prairie Parkway in West Fargo today. The stretch between 9th Street to 12th Avenue East will be closed today for sinkhole repairs. That's good news. Drivers can expect some congestion and delays during their morning and evening commutes. Work should be done by the end of the day. North Dakota is reporting 34 new cases of COVID-19 and 25 of them are in Cass County. The total number of positive cases now stands at 1,225. The number of deaths from the virus is now at 15, with 10 other cases pending. Minnesota has 9 new COVID-19 deaths for a total of 428. The number of positive cases is up 571 for a total of 7,234. Emails show Grand Forks officials received 2 complaints regarding LM Wind Power just weeks before an outbreak of COVID-19. We obtained those documents using an open records request. The city was first notified on March 22nd by an employee who had said the plant wasn't taking the pandemic seriously. Instead of going to the health department, the city asked the president of the Grand Forks EDC to look into it. A week before that complaint, he had spoken with the plant manager, but he says the topic of employees having COVID-19 did not come up. The plant remains closed. A spokesman tells us they will reopen when they are sure appropriate safety measures are in place. North Dakota State Parks are getting ready to reopen this Saturday, but like so many other things, there will be changes this season. Campgrounds will be opening, but with no service camping. Electrical sites will have power, but water may not be available on site. Marinas will be opening, but gas may not be available at this time. Expanded services will become available at later dates, specifically around the Memorial Day weekend. Let's get a check now of our not so friendly camping forecast. It'd be soggy and cool out there, but it is the time of year. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. Yes, it's been wet out there. We've been talking about rain for the last couple of days, and we're still talking about that in the forecast, though it is starting to quiet down here. Here's a look at some of our reports that have come in so far. The heaviest rainfall that we've seen just outside of our viewing area in the Streeter area at 1.41 inches, but southwestern Stutsman County, right in that region, we saw similar ranges there. Daisy, close to 1.3 inches. Same thing in Oaks, Fargo, Grand Forks. We've seen about 0.6 of an inch as of last check. I did hear from a viewer over in Horace of about 3/4 of an inch of rain there. So some good rain coming down, and we're still seeing it. We're still adding to those reports and totals here this morning. You can see it's starting to break up a little bit up north. That's a good sign for those who are getting a little sick of us. But overall, the system is still hanging around, still bringing us those drizzle drops and that rain. Grand Forks through Fargo, especially in that area in between, we're seeing a little more steady rain and more substantial rain coming down. This whole system gradually is departing, so it's going to continue to influence our weather today. We'll have some cloud cover pretty much all day long and chances for some rain showers as well. Visibility is down a bit into eastern North Dakota. We're at 2.5 miles in Oaks, 3 in Cavalier. Kind of a dark morning to start off, so you're going to need those headlights on here this morning. Over to the east, Wadena reporting about 5 miles of visibility, so not only some rain, but also some fog impacting us. Wind is out of the north. It's very light. That's a plus, a positive. And the temperatures are into the 30s and 40s. Everybody above freezing so far, but Wadena not much above. We're at 34 degrees there. It's 43 in Fargo and 41 in Grand Forks right now. So we've got some rain on the sky cam here in Fargo, looking toward downtown. It's a soaker. We're looking at temperatures that are going to be back into the 40s to some low 50s for this afternoon. afternoon, and that's about it. Gradual to watch our rain chances wind down later tonight. And then we get a nice break for the end of the week with some sunshine and temperatures. Well, they're not going to warm up as much as we've been, but that sun, I think, will help things along, especially in those afternoons.
Sounds great. Thank you, Lisa. A lost wallet put a Fargo man right where he needed to be to help someone in trouble. It's quite the story. Zachary Foss saw a man veer off the road, roll and land upside down near the Red River in downtown Fargo last night. You can barely see the vehicle there in the trees. It happened near NP Avenue, also near Mid-America Steel. Foss helped the driver get out of the SUV and stayed with him until rescue crews arrived.
I mean, I've lost my wallet and I had to run all the way back to work and stuff, but if, any of those things wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't have been here at this moment. I mean, you've seen how far he was in that ditch. Like, no one would have saw him. It could have been a lot worse.
The driver was checked out by FM ambulance and amazingly walked away from the scene, but his vehicle is totaled. Here's an update on a motorcycle crash at a roundabout that we first told you about yesterday. Police say the driver is now facing DUI charges. The Highway Patrol says he hit a roundabout in West Fargo and is being treated for serious injuries. It happened at Cheyenne Street and 52nd Avenue South right around 7:30 Sunday night. The biker is a 30-year-old man from Fargo, but his name has not yet been released. Fargo schools are planning virtual ceremonies for their graduating seniors. On May 21st, the district will honor students from the Adult Learning Center. Woodrow Wilson graduation will be held on May 29th. Davies, North and South will all be held on May 31st. More information about the virtual celebrations will be sent to families by each school administrator. If social distancing guidelines allow, tentative plans include an in-person graduation ceremony later in July. In our schemes and ripoffs, the Better Business Bureau is warning of how scammers are using the COVID-19 pandemic to their advantage. Their scam tracker shows people in the Fargo-Moorhead area are being targeted as they look for items like masks, sanitizing, and paper products online. One report in Fargo shows a person getting scammed out of $70 just trying to buy face masks on leafyclover.com. They never received the products. Officials say to look on the domain and watch out for spelling and grammar errors. Like most holidays this spring, your Cinco de Mayo celebration may look a little bit different than last year, but that doesn't mean we can't have delicious food. The Valley Today's Abby Ferchner joins us live with Maria's home-style Mexican food this morning, and I can only imagine how good it smells because it has been looking absolutely delicious. Good morning, Abby.
Good morning, Lisa. You are 100% right. It smells so good in here, and I'm so excited to actually finally kind of be in person and do some taste testing throughout the morning, but it is definitely a spread you're not going to want to miss out on. That's why I'm here with Maria Carpenter Rodriguez. And okay, Maria, we have done everything from salsa to guacamole to tacos, and I want to start with the tacos because this was a really simple recipe that people can do today for Cinco de Mayo.
Yep, you just go get some chicken. It can be breast or thighs, and I call it chicken picadilla. All the word picadilla means is small pieces or tidbits. So everything in it is just like that. Chop your chicken up into little pieces, chop some onion, a pepper of your choice. I chose Anaheim for today. You can do jalapeno or serrano if you want to add some spice to it, or poblano for some mild roasted flavor, and saute it, season it up with some chicken bouillon, but if you use this, do not use salt, and some pepper and garlic.
And two, I love that you grilled your tortillas.
Yes, we toast them on a cast iron grill, and you got to use 2 tortillas when making your tacos so it doesn't all fall apart on you.
Yeah, and then, okay, guacamole is my go-to. I love it more than salsa, and I will even admit, I love it more than queso. And yours, I love that you pureed
the jalapeno and the onion. I put it with just a little bit of water, and you just puree it, and it's a great way to brighten the color, hide the onion, and add a lot of flavor to it.
And then you have the pits in there too.
Yes, we keep the pits in there so that it slows down the process of the air oxygenizing the guacamole, so it doesn't turn brown on you.
And then salsa, we gotta talk about that real quick.
Yes, tomatillos and onion and any pepper of your choice, depending on what spice level you want, and just roast them or boil them, and then puree them with your seasonings.
I love spicy, so she said jalapenos, and I was sold. I love spicy food, and this is just perfect to celebrate Cinco de Mayo today. Super simple, super easy, things you can get right away to create that fiesta.
I like spicy food too. Abby Ferchner reporting live for us this morning. Thank you. The Fargo Public Library is starting Crafternoons, curbside pickup today. Craft packets will be available for kids Tuesdays from noon to 5 at the downtown location. Call the Children's Department ahead of time at 241-1495 to reserve a free packet. Then call again when you pull up to the south side of the main library, which is right along First Avenue North. Library staff will deliver the crafts curbside once the patron arrives. Let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. Today's question: while working from home, 7% of Americans say they never do this. The answer? Wear pants. It's short and flip-flop season after all. We here on the Valley Today want to thank you for tuning in to watch our coverage. We want to reassure you that we're working hard to make sure you're staying informed during this COVID-19 pandemic. You can do it by watching the Valley Today, Valley News Live news app, and also online at valleynewslive.com.